Pow, and welcome to the channel Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram, and it is so good to be back in the chair reviewing some new figures in 2018. And in front of me we have the first of the brand new Marvel Legends Lizard Build-A-Figure wave, and it is Mysterio. Now I've just got this box through the door and I couldn't wait to crack them open and start doing some reviews, as you guys in the US have had them all for ages. This is an old wave to you guys. You are like 3 waves ahead. But what I do like about this figure is that I seem to have the white variant skull, which to me is a lot better under the helmet than the green that we've been seeing online. So can't wait to get this guy open. But as we can see, here he's in the box with a Build-A-Figure piece for Lizard, some effects, and side we get some art as always. On the back, as always, we have a list of all the figures in the wave you need to complete the Lizard Build-A-Figure. Today we are reviewing Mysterio. So bio, promo art, you've seen it all before. Let's get this thing open, shall we? Pow, and here we have Mysterio in all his glory. As Bobby Roode would say, he is glorious. This is going to be a very hard figure to beat for my favourite out of the wave, in my opinion. I know it's the first one out the box, but still, it's looking very impressive. He does come with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Lizard. As always, stay subscribed to the channel, as I will review the Build-A-Figure last. So yeah, subscribe. But let's have a look at this beauty. I threw the accessories on straight away. I'm not sure if I put them on the right feet or not, but this seems to be the right way to do it. These are a lot softer plastic than I originally thought. When I seen pictures online, I thought these were going to be quite hard plastic, but nope, they're quite soft, and you can, again, manipulate them any way you want. You can stick on them in wherever. You can put them on his hands if you really wanted to. Do you know, like, just use them, use your imagination, people. They're meant for his legs, obviously, and I think I will display mine on his legs. But yeah, you can mix match, change them around. Really good detail on them. You can't really see that well on the camera, but it's just like swirls and smoke and bubbles and tentacles, which is obviously in theme with his skull. Just really, really good. I've also ordered some of those swirling effects from Bandai that I was going to sort of pose this guy with. So maybe when I get them, I'll throw some pictures on my Instagram at It's Dan Who. But yeah, these are the 2 accessories we get for this figure. Just effects pieces, but still very, very nice from Hasbro. Now let's take a look at the figure. It's all a brand new sculpt, if I do believe. Very accurate to how he looks in the comics. I do remember this guy from the TV show the most, as I did watch the 90s show way before I read the comics. And that's how I love all these. Well, that's the reason I love all the Spider-Man villains and that Spider-Man Rogues gallery. And Mysterio is definitely a unique character, infamous for his bowl on his head. And yeah, really, really like it. The cape's quite a hard plastic, but it still looks quite good, to be fair, especially if you're just going to have him posed on the shelf. But I can imagine some customizers out there doing something good with maybe a cloth cape. But yeah, looking really, really good. It's just that he's such a unique looking character. It's hard for this guy to not be posed and not look good. Like, he just really, really good. Right, anyway, let's get this dome off, this fishbowl, as Spider-Man would call it, off his head. So there's a peg in the back, and if we take it off, there is the head. So you can't even see it against my white background, so I may have to hold this up behind it so you can see. But yep, it is definitely a white skull. All right, let me just quickly do some live editing and zoom in so you guys can see this a lot better. How far can we get? All right, so I'm not sure how well that's going to focus, but still, you get the point. It's the same skull that we've been seeing. It's got the same tentacles, exactly the same mold, but it is white, and it just looks a lot better under the helmet. Like, really, really glad that I got this. So as I was saying, very happy to have the white skull rather than the green. I do not think it's an official variant. I just think maybe the first run out the factory with a green skull, and then Hasbro changed their mind, thought the white looked better, and then the rest have been white. So depending on when your retailer picked up their order is going to depend on if you get green or white. A lot similar to that Shocker, which had the Thunderbolts bouts. That wasn't an official variant, but it was just a different in print. But yeah, people really like it. All these sort of quilted pattern is sculpted, so it's all new sculpt. I really like his sort of arm, forearm, cuff things, gauntlets. I'm not too sure what you call them, but they're looking good. Yeah, very, very happy with this guy. So, as I was saying, for anyone who been living under a rock, doesn't read Marvel Comics, and does not recognise who this guy is, let me try my best to explain to you and answer the question. Mysterio. Who is he? So this is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character that this figure is inspired by. So, Mysterio. Who is he? Well, there has been a few different Mysterios over time, but we're going to concentrate on the original, and his name was Quentin Beck, who first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 13 way back in 1964. Quentin Beck was a Hollywood stuntman who turned his attention to special effects when he wasn't making it as an actor. At first, he wanted to be a famous hero just like Spider-Man, and even turned the city against him. Eventually, Spider-Man found out his identity and handed him into the police to clear his name. Ever since then, Mysterio has vowed revenge on Spider-Man, and he's one of his most famous villains, and was even an original member of the Sinister Six. So there you go, people. I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters that these figures are inspired by. Now, let's see if we can put these cotton balls into his helmet, right? And if it looks any good, okay? So let's take the skull off. So that pops off easily. So if you wanted to use this skull for a Doctor Strange sort of custom or anything like that, then carry on. But I'm gonna shove some cotton balls into this helmet, and yeah, okay, so that only took 2, and let's get the peg in. Peg goes in the hole. There you go, and there we go. And to be fair, that doesn't look too bad, does it, at all? So that is just 2 cotton balls inside the Mysterio helmet. And if I, again, zoom in. And yeah, just very white, cloudy, sort of a milky effect. But it does the job, doesn't it? You can't see any head, well, obviously there's no head in that helmet, but the cotton ball effect works. Now I can imagine some customizers getting an LED in there or something like that, and then maybe having the LED shine through. That would be really, really good. But yeah, for anyone thinking cotton balls, people, go to your local pharmacy, get some cotton balls, and you've got the perfect looking Mysterio head. Let's get into some comparisons. Here is Mysterio compared to 2 of the famous Spider-Man Road Gallery members with Electro and then Craven. This Spider-Man shelf is really starting to pop now with these villains. We just need an update on that Dr. Octopus. So fingers crossed that Marvel actually confirm that at Toy Fair this week. But let's get a brand new Dr. Octopus, and then I'm going to have most of my favourites in figure form. Exciting times. Here's Mysterio compared to a couple of the Defenders with Daredevil and Luke Cage. Mysterio has in fact been a villain to Daredevil in the comics, so maybe that's worth doing your research about. And here's Mysterio compared to the Spider-Man 2-pack with Mary Jane and then Peter Parker. I do think he stands at about the right height. In the comics, he doesn't come across super tall, and with his giant dome on his head, he is a tiny bit taller than your average 6-inch figure. So yeah, I do think the height is perfect. But final thoughts, again, it's going to be very hard for any figure in this wave, excluding the Build-A-Figure, to beat this as my favourite, as this is one that I've been wanting for a long time. I do think he looks great. He's definitely going to pop on the shelf. I've kept in the cotton balls. I've actually kept them in because they just look really good. The skull, I'm really happy I got the white skull though, and it is just a normal sort of joint bucky cap style peg, so you can pop on any heads that will fit that. But yeah, really liked it, people. So let me know in the comments, do you have this figure? Is this your favourite of the wave? What are your thoughts? Have you got the green skull, the white skull? Are you going to use cotton balls? I'm really interested to see what the ACBA artists do with this guy, because he looks really good. But yeah, more reviews coming the rest of the week. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to the channel to get them all. And as always, I'm going to shut up before I keep talking. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Did I say subscribe? My name's been Dan W, and I'll see you on the next one.